So, Rodrigo, can you tell me about yourself?
Short version or long version? So I'm Rodrigo Barillas. I'm the executive director at Wings, Guatemala. I'm a physician by training, although I don't practice medicine anymore. I was the first Guatemalan board member on the Wings board. Wings is actually an acronym. It stands for the Women's International Network for Guatemalan Solutions. We've been around for 20 years. 2021 is our 20th anniversary. So we're holding a year-long celebration of sorts. And everything is related to sexual reproductive health and rights. So we have two major programs. One is education, and that's really aimed at youth leaders, and preventing unintended pregnancies in teenagers. And the other program is service provision, and that's divided into many different areas. We have units, which is basically box trucks that go out to very rural communities. We have stationary clinics. We have a network of volunteer promoters. These are 30 women and men, mostly women, leaders in their communities. We provide short-acting contraceptive methods, the condoms, pills, injections, quarterly and monthly, and they then distribute those in their community. And finally, we partner with hospitals around the country.
Can you tell me about a moment when you were proud of the work that you've done with Wings?
Oh my God. Honestly, and I know that it's a cliche and you're probably going to edit this out, but I'm proud of my staff. God, I have the best staff, highly committed individuals to the work. Seeing the nurse down in the clinic with all her, PPE, and understanding how difficult it must be to tend to patients with all that equipment. They're the heroes of this story. I feel so proud. I think it's a cliche, but I'm proud every single day.
Can you tell me about one challenge that your organization faces today?
And it's funding. It's not only enough funding, but also unrestricted funding. It's a challenge, that's always a challenge, enough funding for the dreams we have, because as much as you want to have everything planned out, we're working in different cultures and different communities and with human beings. So, that's always, it poses a challenge. So enough funding to reach our vision, our dreams, and also enough unrestricted funding to let us try out different things. At the end, and many of us have said it all along, we know best. We're a community-based organization. We know what's going on. And we're hoping to tell that story to our donors so that they can trust us.
Can you tell me about the difference between a restricted grant and a non-restricted grant in your work?
The amount of time that we need to spend, and I mean we, because there's a team behind creating one report, it's harder to make those things, make those purchases sometimes. We're always having to justify, what if our budget went up or down more than 5 or 10%, So definitely there's a story behind unrestricted funding, and it's donors who trust the work we do. Restricted funding tends to be more transactional. The other donors, those that tend to give unrestricted, it's more of a relationship, It really can create a lot of hurdles, that restricted funding, a lot of time and effort from staff members that could be doing other things that are much more valuable to the vision and the mission.
Can you tell me about what gender equality looks like to you?
It's simple, It's equal access to opportunities, regardless of your gender. Without it, we're leaving behind, 50% of the population, and we're not gonna, change things. And look, men have been in power for what, 4,000-5,000 years? Look at where we are. We haven't done a great job. It's time to just, get out of the way, Absolutely.
What's the role that men play in pushing forward gender equality?
Well, 50% of the population should get basically, you know, help the other 50% achieve equality. There's so many of us that have been working towards, gender equality, towards achieving, that's what we do on our day-to-day. And we haven't reached the tipping point where more men are really committed to achieving gender equality, and either because we need more of us who are, helping the work, supporting the work, or because there are many men who just need to get the hell out of there, stop being barriers, just, move out of the way. And we are in great way, the problem. So hopefully we can also be part of a solution.
What do you think needs to happen to achieve gender equality?
Tipping point. Those of us who believe in gender equality, who work to support gender equality, need to be even more vocal about it. Definitely funding more women leaders, right? More of everything that we know has to happen. So more funding, more effort, more work, more support, more everything.
Over to leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about what leadership looks like in your community?
To me, a leader has to have three things, and it's curiosity, someone who has to be candid, tell it as it is, don't sugarcoat it. Be candid, to your team, to your community, and of course have empathy. The world needs more empathy, and it needs more leaders who practice empathy.